ANC in KwaZulu-Natal has defended the actions of its provincial chairperson, Siboniso Duma, at an event commemorating the death of King Dinuzulu kaCetshwayo on Saturday. Now, Duma has come under fire after he snatched the microphone from the AmaZulu traditional Prime Minister, Thulasizwe Buthelezi, accusing him of hijacking the event. Now, the party's provincial secretary, Begim Tolo, says Duma did what he had to do to avoid bloodshed.
uNkulunkulu amakhosi ohlanga asakhothama aphila ngokomoya bamvezile bamletha bathi mfana wethu siyanikela ngawe vimba lenhlekelele.
Mtolo says the only mistake Duma made was to reprimand Buthelezi in the presence of elders.
uDuma ube nephutha lokuqondisa izigwegwe sesigambi phambi kwabantu abadala yiloku esekuxoliselayo kumongameli uRamaphosa undunankulu umama uNomsadube Ncube kwisilo samabandla uNomthebe wethu kanye nawo wonke amakhosi nezinduna nabo bonke abantu ababekhona noZulu wonkana.
All right, let's expand on this matter. Dr Zamo Mbandlwa, who's a political analyst, joining us to give us more detail around this. Dr Mbandlwa, thank you so much for your time. I mean, it's a matter that has sparked a lot of controversy. One would have thought that it would be done and dusted, but it's a matter that the ANC has come out to defend. And then on the other end, of course, Siboniso Duma has been lambasted for being utterly disrespectful and being one who is disregarding. What is your take on this? What is your view on this matter?
Thank you so much, Mpo. Good afternoon to you and good afternoon to the viewers at home. Well, the ANC as a political party always portrays itself as a leader of the society. And one will expect that if there's a societal issue that causes a lot of problems in the society, or when people are not happy about something, you'll expect the ANC to be on the side of the general people or the general public instead of being on the side of the leaders. Well, I hear that the secretary recognized the mistake that has been committed by the provincial chairperson of the ANC, but also justify where the mistake is, and he was good. He also referred to him as someone who was sent by the mighty God to actually assist. And I think that's where the problem is, because based on the explanation that has been made by Mr. Duma, he might have a fair point where he says the program was a government program, which is a fact. But the question remains, if he was not invited, how did he even was given an opportunity to speak? If he was not invited. And secondly, I think even though many wrong things might happen in front of the leaders, but leaders are expected to behave differently, not like any other person in the general community. And I think there's a specific area that I think should have been addressed by him only after Mr. Buthelezi have done talking whatever that he wanted to say. And also, I think the problem is he allowed him to talk. He was not supposed to allow him to talk from the beginning if he was not supposed to be a speaker in the program. And yet, he allowed him to speak. And when he heard that he was not saying what he might be expected him to say, then he decided to grab the mic. Well, I think he was supposed to allow him to finish and then reprimand him or his behavior at the end of his speech, because at the moment, the problem or the issue that society have at the moment, if you have been following the social media, is what was Mr. Buthelezi was going to say, why he was not given an opportunity to speak, and then the chairperson, because he's the program director, he have all the power to reprimand speakers who might be saying something which is contrary to the program.
Yeah, and of course they're saying he said what he said. He did what he did to avoid bloodshed. How much of a factor could that have been? And very quickly, unfortunately, we have to cut our interview short, but right after your response.
Yeah, I think the province of KwaZulu-Natal is known is known for its own violence in terms of the fight between the ANC and the IFP. And if you remember correctly, shortly after the program, there was a conflict between the ANC supporters and the IFP supporters, whereby some supporters of the ANC were brutally assaulted. And I hear the IFP leadership apologizing in a media platform about the behavior of the members of the IFP. And I think, I don't think exactly that Mr. Duma was actually avoiding the bloodshed if we allowed Mr. Buthelezi to speak, because at the moment it's not clear what he was going to say, whether he was going to provoke people or whether he was going to tell people to fight against the ANC or whatever that he might be expected to say.
Yeah. Very well. Thank you so much. Let's leave it there for now. Dr. Zamo Mbandlwa is a political analyst giving us some reaction to that mic-grabbing incident. Let's